Did you know that Game Boy Advance was one of the first handheld consoles to have a horizontally designed console, therefore making it ergonomical and playing for long hours unlike its predecessors? Did you ever heard that the Game Boy Advance could run games from both the original and Pokémon Red players' favorite, Game Color? Did you know that Pokémon Red, together with the likes of Pokémon Green and Blue, sold over 31.38 million copies worldwide, making these some of the best-selling games for Nintendo's original Game Boy? Did you know that the Game Boy Advance had a special tool called e-reader, which could scan cards to open up more content in some games such as new levels or items, even mini-games? Did you know that originally Pokémon Red was known as Pokémon Red and Green in Japan, with the updated version called, of course, Pokémon Blue being released later for all other parts of the world where it received another name, Pokémon Red or Blue? Did you also know that in Pokémon Red, there was an infamous glitch creature called Missing No, which players could encounter by certain actions, and it became one of the most talked about glitches ever appeared in gaming? Not many people know that the initial version of Donkey Kong arcade game released in 1981 was first to feature Mario, but at that time he wasn't called such name and his profession is not plumbing as we all believe, instead it was carpentry. You may not know, but one of the first video games with a storyline and animated cutscenes depicting the confrontation between Mario and Donkey Kong over Pauline, his girlfriend. Did you know that the name Donkey Kong was chosen by its creator Shigeru Miyamoto because he thought a donkey meant stubborn and wanted to reflect how his character is obstinate, while Kong referred to monkeys in Japan, so they used it? Did you know that Donkey Kong was a massive hit in both North America and Japan and is seen as one of the very first platform game, thereby opening up many games to come? Did you know that in the first game, Donkey Kong hurls barrels at Mario when he tries to climb ladders and leap over gaps just so he can rescue Pauline, who brings us one of gaming's most classic rivalries? Are you aware that Donkey Kong has transformed from being the villain in 1980s game into nowadays protagonist of his own set of games, like this successful series titled Donkey Kong Country?